$1,000 weekend challenge. We're gonna see if we can gross $1,000 delivering on UberEats, Instacart, and DoorDash Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So we're planning on doing roughly 30 to 35 hours of work. I even remembered this time to take a picture of the miles on my car. Ignore the temperature because that has not worked on this car. It is not 22 degrees in Southwest Florida. We are on our way to Costco for the Costco drop. Let's have an awesome Friday. Let's see what we can do.
So we got everything shopped, just waiting in the Costco line. That's what you always end up doing here, waiting as long in line as you do to take the shopping. So it only took us 12 minutes of actual shop time because we pre-shopped the produce, and we're gonna go get this dropped off. We dropped the one batch that was tied to this because there's only 2 items, so we're taking the risk that most of the pay was on this bigger batch.
Well, while we were inside, it went from cool and breezy to hot and humid. That is gross outside right now. Just wanted to address the fact that I took off one of the 2 orders from that batch that I was doing. I see a lot of people online complaining about no tip orders and all these other things. Well, guess what? You have the choice to make decisions for yourself. You can take risks. Sometimes it's gonna pay off, sometimes it's not. If I'm wrong, then I'm gonna pay the price for it. But I'm not going to blame Instacart, and I'm not going to blame the customer. I'm not going to blame either of those people if this doesn't turn out right, because I made a decision and I'll live with the consequences of my decision. All right, so we got really busy and I kind of forgot to record some videos. So we picked up this first Polo Tropical order, picked it up and dropped it off. We liked it because it was $2 a mile. And it drops us off right in our downtown zone. So we accomplished that. And then we immediately got hit with a stacked order. It came in 2 parts to us on UberEats for, I forget what it is exactly, an Italian place and then a pizza place. And so we have those 2. And so we're on our way to drop those off. And then we picked up this Cheesecake Factory, which we're gonna grab on our way back, and we're gonna still be back in our downtown zone. We dropped off the 2 UberEats orders. We dropped off the Cheesecake Factory order, and right after that, we got this $13 for 3 mile Chick-fil-A order. It's from the mall, so there's definitely a chance we might get stacked with something else as we go do this. We will also turn on DoorDash when we get there. As we get a little bit closer, see if there's anything else that we can grab with this. So we dropped off that first Chick-fil-A order from UberEats. It was only about a mile away from the restaurant, and now we are on our way to the longer trip to drop off the second Chick-fil-A order. We have been working on selling off a bunch of furniture in the place that we're staying, and I am set up to meet with someone at 2 o'clock. So it's gonna cut into our afternoon time, but if there is any time I'm gonna skip, it's gonna be that 2 to 4 time frame. It's about the slowest time of the day. So I'm actually gonna go home after this drop off and see if I can work a deal with a bunch of bedroom furniture and getting that sold. And then I will be back out around hopefully 4 to 4:30. We just found out that we got a hidden tip on our earlier double that we had of the Mercato Italiano and Sandwich Boss. So those 2, I don't even know which order the bonus tip came on, but anyway, so that came through. We are back at it. It is Friday afternoon. It's around 3:30. This is a difficult time of day to go out, 3:30 in the afternoon. So without much of a plan, I'm gonna turn everything on and head to Costco. I figured out the person who we delivered Instacart for this morning, the Costco order, they actually increased their tip by $5. And the base pay for that order stayed exactly the same. It did not go down, even though I canceled the 2 item order and there was a $2 tip that I would have lost out on. So basically I went backwards $2, but I think because I was able to get the shopping done so fast, they liked the messages I sent, got them laughing, and we ended up getting $37 for just over an hour's worth of work. So nothing hit us on Instacart as we were in the area of Costco, but we did get this $9 order for an alcohol delivery from DoorDash, and it brings us right to our downtown zone. We dropped that order off, and eventually we got this fresh market order, $17 for 11 items.
All right, so we got blackberries, lemon, a bunch of baking ingredients, and some vanilla ice cream. So I'm thinking something like blackberry lemon muffins.
Guess below if you want to figure out and make a guess as to what you think those ingredients will make. All right, so we dropped it off. It was lemon, blackberry, cobbler, and the ice cream should have been the giveaway that it was a cobbler. After we dropped off that fresh market order, we got another quick little shop and pay. It's like 10 items for 1 mile from CVS. All right, so we got that shopping done really quick. And then while we were in there, we got an order from Papa John's for $9 for 3 miles from right next door. After we checked out, we picked up the pizza. Now we're dropping off the CVS order, and then we're gonna drop off the pizza order. All right, we dropped that Papa John's off, and then we grabbed this $10 for 5 mile from Mojo Sushi. So this is gonna bring us kind of a little bit north, but there are still some restaurants up there, so we're okay with that drop off. We dropped off that sushi order, and while we were almost dropped off, Uber hit us with this $19 for 10-mile pizza order. It's actually from the same exact plaza that we picked up the sushi. We dropped off that Mr. O1 Extraordinary Pizza, and right as we got close, we turned off our DoorDash because we learned sometimes it doesn't like being paused too many times. And then we turned it back on, got this Turco Taco, just $7 for 3 mile. So it's a small order, but it keeps us right where we want to be. We finally got a catering order. It has been really slow tonight. This one is stating just $7 for 2 miles, but we do not have the plus right now. There are 6 pizzas from a very high-end Italian pizza place. I would certainly take this the way the night was going anyway, without the hope of there being something more, but I have hopes that maybe we have our first big order of the night. We dropped off that order from La Trattoria, and it was not $7.50, but it was $18.64 for about 2 miles. And also, while we were down there, Uber hit us with this $16 for 6 mile. We picked them both up when we were, because the restaurants are right next to each other. We're on our way to drop off this Uber, and we are rocking and rolling. All right, we just dropped off that Cafe Milano order. It was a meet the customer. I got to see a cool fountain. Fountains, I love them. As we were heading to the drop off, just a couple miles out, we got this huge order, $28. Now, there could be a hidden tip on this for sure. It's for 9 miles, and it's pretty much doubling all the way back to where we were and then coming back to drop off where we are. But I will do that all day for almost $3 a mile and a chance of more. So we're gonna do this. It's actually a 2-part. We gotta go do a quick, either pick up or shop and pay at a liquor store for like 2 things. And then we've got to pick up a huge order from our local taco place, Turco Taco. It took a little while for Friday night to get rolling, but our dreams of a $300 day are still alive. All right, we got that dropped off, and it was not 28, it was 34. As soon as we dropped it off and marked both orders as completed, did all the ID verification and everything, we got hit with this Brio for, I think it was like $19 for 8 miles. This has just been such a great second part of the evening here, and kind of surprising because mentally I was kind of done with how things were going. We picked up that burrito order. It was a bit of a wait, so I made myself at home. Fortunately, we also had a little bonus. We could take a picture of the menu for an extra $1. So when you're sitting around doing nothing, an extra $1 is always better than nothing. We finally got it after about a 15-minute wait, probably, maybe 10. It just felt like 15. And we are on our way to deliver it. It's only about 4 miles away. All right, we have our first break in a little bit. So what just happened, we were sitting at the Publix parking lot just kind of waiting for an order, and we actually got a Publix order right at like 8:59. I accepted it because there's just 2 items and it was going to be like $13 or something like that, so I thought I could get it done. Well, they would not let me in the store. But the good thing is, with Instacart, we still get our batch pay, which was like $9. While I was handling that whole situation, I got a Panda Pavilion, Chinese food place from right next door that was $8 to literally drive across the street to the mall. We just picked up a quick little shop and pay from Walgreens. We're going to deliver it to a hotel. We've had everything else running in the background. That shop and pay was an UberEats. We've had everything else running in the background and nothing. There's a weird line across my face. I'm getting tired. Just when things were starting to slow down, we grabbed this $12 for 4 mile Namba ramen and sushi. The best part is 3 of the 4 miles are just driving to the restaurant, and this restaurant sometimes a little bit behind, so it's going to give them a couple extra minutes to get everything ready. We just delivered that Namba ramen and sushi. We are chock full of restaurants where we're sitting, but just absolutely nothing coming through. While working our way back home, we grabbed a $7 for 7 mile Arby's on DoorDash. That would not be something I would normally take, except it was taking me towards home. There were miles I was going to drive anyway. But then Uber hit us with this $17 for 10 mile, but it's not really 10 miles because a good chunk of the way to the Pizza Hut that we're going to was miles that I was going to drive to drop off the Arby's order. So it's really only about 7 miles maybe. That's really it for the night. I'm toast. I'm done. I'm close to home. So if that last pending tip comes through, and I'll show the final, but we're basically at $160 for the day on Uber Eats. One of the best Uber Eats days I've had in a long time. We're at $150 on DoorDash. DoorDash started out slow, but really kicked into gear. And then we ended out with a 47 on Instacart. Amazing start to our $1,000 weekend challenge. Hopefully we can have a huge day tomorrow, surpass this, and then we can have just a nice solid Sunday with it. So, see you all later. Have a good night.